is. Sorry, you couldn't hear that conversation. The time is 9:34. Our spotlight on the North Alton Godfrey Business Council this time belongs to Macias Insuance Agency, Barry Macias, and I think Scott Yarborough's walking around upstairs, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Now in studio, Barry, how are we doing this morning,
doing
man?
Good.
Is it still
CJ,
humid?
Is it humid? Yeah, it's getting warm. The sun's coming out. So
Man, my hairspray's going to fall out.
Hopefully a good day.
Well, you guys have a great day. You're heading up to the loading dock and taking a little bit of a breather and recognizing a few of the folks working for you.
I was telling you that early on. We put a Facebook post out last week. I could just see the expression of my employees, and it's been a hard year. The insurance industry is tough right now. What makes it tough is companies are raising premiums.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of claim frequency. You know, that old climate change philosophy. There's a lot of weather that's we'll get a hailstorm come through and it affects us for about a month.
I just got a letter about that.
You did?
Seriously, about they're going to raise the deductible on my hail and wind because of the area I live in.
And everybody's just trying to hang on. You know, CJ, you've got some people of bigger capacity, your State Farms and your American Families, and then you've got regional small companies. Erie Insurance is a big product for us, and they're just trying to find ways to not lose money and stay solvent. So anyway, it's affecting my people, and we've got offices and I've got 2 ladies in Hardin and 3 folks in Jerseyville, and there's 5 of us in Godfrey. So I just said last week we're going to close. And I've got a summer intern, Lydia Tall, and I said, would you go out and post something on Facebook and just say, look, we're worn out. And if you're angry, then just leave an angry message, and I'll be back at the office by 4 o'clock. I said, hey, look, we're going to take 3 hours and go have fun. So we're going to go to a secret location and have a lunch and talk a little bit about where we want to go in the future.
Yeah.
And so then I give some. If the company is profitable, I share that with them, and so we're gonna do some awards, profit sharing awards today, and just kind of keeping the morale. You know, it's a different world than when I started 27 years ago. Not that I have to coddle my folks, but you know, there's a lot of competition to attract good people now. And so I got to make sure I don't lose people.
Well, and it's so interesting to me how the industry's evolved, I'm sure, since you started, because now with technology and now you have all these things where you can find out the home's history, before you even get a client in the door, really, if you wanted to. But I was going to ask you about this.
You're doing your homework.
Well, enough to look like I know what I'm talking about. That's all. But, when I was getting my house, Barry, I was sitting there and I had all these people calling me, and it was, all these out-of-towners going, hey, we saw that you put your name down for an application, you need home insurance, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, then I realized none of them were local.
Sure.
Is that common where you get some folks that kind of nail bite on that and just wait for those newer
there's
purchases?
There's a lot of internet resources now.
Yeah.
And I can go back in certain categories, but data is available to everyone now.
Yeah.
And so if you get solicitations in the mail, they can pretty much pull whatever information that you have. What would that be? Car types and household members, and they can give you a pretty accurate quote.
Yeah.
So that is a bit of a competition. We've been independent in the community for 27 years, and it's a matter of what it's really hard. This product is hard to support because they only know its value when you have a claim.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was gonna. Okay.
So I never had a house claim, so I wouldn't know how good the product is. But in our seat, the folks that work with us, we see it daily.
Yeah.
Daily. So it's not gonna. I worry sometimes about the advent or the addition of internet-based products. But it's in banking, it's in everything,
Right.
And so we just seem to stay busy.
Well, and that's what I'm curious about too, because with you being with you being independent, what are some of the pros to that too? Because I know that there's different rates that you can kind of look at and different services. Is that kind of the case?
Yeah, there's two parts to that, CJ. We and everybody's different. So you've got certain products that are considered captive, and those companies produce one product for those agents, and those agents sell those single products. And the big thing for that is when that tenure is up for that agent. The company takes their portfolio of customers back, and then they distribute it to the next person sitting in line. So it's owned by the company.
Yeah.
In my situation, we are true brokers, where we have Erie Insurance, Auto Owners Insurance, Madison Mutual, Progressive, Travelers, and then some smaller companies. So when I'm done, I have that portfolio, and then I can send that out to the market to sell it. It's mine.
Right.
And the second part, I think that explains the independence, but the second part is, so we have a variety of products. And we normally know when a person's taken some information to quote a piece of business, we normally know who's going to be best suited to write that. And it may depend on youthful drivers in the household, driving history of the customer, age of the house. The homeowners product is going crazy right now, with some companies not allowing us to take on new customers with roofs in excess of 5 or 10 years.
Really?
Yeah. So we've got that.
Is solar adding to that a little bit?
As far as the risk level?
Yeah, because I know that they won't let you. They won't touch it with solar if it's over 10 years old, or even if it's close to that, they'll tell you to get new.
I haven't had that yet, but I do have a case right now in Edwardsville where we had a customer install solar panels. And we were asked, does it affect our insurance? It doesn't. You can do it. The problem is they've had a claim, and the solar company is under contract saying we have to pull those panels off, and then you can put your new roof on, and we'll put our panels back. And they're charging $9,000 to do it. So it's it's a tough situation. So
yeah. Well, and how long have you? I didn't realize you had different offices. As long as I've known you, to find out now that you're in Hardin too. When did you start expanding into that area? Was it a long time ago?
So I've been in it 37 years.
Wow.
I did 10 years in the industry. I worked for the Department of Insurance, and then I'd be retired had I stayed there. I'd be retired 4 years ago, and I stayed there, but that's okay. And then I met my wife and moved in town and worked in St. Louis. But then, so I moved along in Jerseyville. I started in Jerseyville, and then bought a building in Godfrey, and we had two, and then we were in Godfrey. And then in 2018, an independent agent like myself was retiring. He didn't have any children. He had no, it's called a perpetuation plan. So we started talking. And that agency will be 100 years old within the next 5 to 7 years. So, German insurance.
Wow.
Frank German. And so he and I, he represented the same independent companies that I did. So it was a perfect marriage. And so we merged or took over his book of business in January of 18.
Wow.
So we're in our 7th season up there, and it's just been a lot of work, but it's been good.
Well, and take me through the seasons too, because I've always been fascinated by that. Is there really a peak busy season for you guys, or is it just constantly slammed all the time?
Now it's constantly
That's
slammed.
what I was wondering.
Yeah. But if you look in timelines, we sell personal and commercial products. So on the personal line side, you're usually getting more volume in the summer months because people are buying houses.
Yeah.
And then and that product just runs on its own. Commercially, it would be the same with contracting customers, and it's busier in the summer seasons. But it's been busy all the time.
Well, and as you keep evolving, and you're Macias is starting to gain different locations, you're going and moving.
Sounds good on paper.
Yeah, it does. But for you, there's a lot more that goes into it, I'm sure, because you're moving and you're traveling all these spots to make sure you're getting things done.
Yeah.
But you're still a constant presence in the community, going to board events and going to business council stuff. And how important is that for you? For the last 36 years to really be in the thick of it, because you've always tried to be involved, and it's a really great kind of bar to set for that next generation of what it takes to be active.
Yes, good point. So 27 as an independent agent, and when I started as an independent agent, I always had a desire to be on the Board of Education.
Yeah.
So that'll be 15 years.
Wow.
You probably have talked to a lot of people. A lot of business people in the community are very active.
Yeah.
So if I ever get criticism for doing too much, I would throw off a couple of names of different business associates, and they're on boards at the hospital, and they're on boards at the cemetery, and so it just kind of goes with the territory of being an independent business person in the community. You want to give back, Growth Association, North Alton Godfrey Business Council. I'm so busy I can do one thing, and that's this. I'm on the Alton Main Street.
Yeah.
With Sarah McGivney, which is a marvelous group. and I sit on that board, and then I sit on the school board.
Yeah, well, and what I think's cool too, though, is that it seems like you really can get a lot out of going just to be a part of the community, more for your business than just sitting in the office waiting for your phone to ring. Is that something you kind of experience? I mean, I know it's a lot of work going and being a part of these boards, but did it help you in the long run, do you think, being a part of them?
There are ways to develop the business. It is definitely a way to get your name into the community, and I would encourage people starting businesses. The concerning thing for me right now is that there is no perpetuation of people that I would be 27 years ago coming in today, and that's we got to figure that out on the independent side. You don't have agencies opening up, and so we'll hopefully we'll continue to grow. And I'm 60, so I'm in school with your dad. Yeah. So we just talked about Greg and retiring, and I'm like, I don't know, I got to have a plan. So
and that's it. Well, at least now I know if you give me the can, I know who to call. We got to get it insured. But real quick, get a moment to stick around.
Yeah.
I got to pay a quick bill. The time's 9:45, but Barry ain't going anywhere. Our spotlight on the North Alton Godfrey Business Council continues right after this.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
It's a living thing. It's a terrible thing to lose. It's a given thing. What a terrible thing to lose.
Welcome back, 9:50. That's the time. Barry Macias back in studio on this Tuesday morning. Did you bet on the Derby?
No.
Did I tell you that stuff? Some guy told me to bet on Mystic Dan, and I thought he was just joking with me, and I watched race and kicked myself. Yep.
Oh, you did?
No, I didn't bet. 18-1 odds. I could have put $100 on there and felt really good by Monday, but darned if you do, darned if you don't. You'll be damned if you don't get insurance, Barry. As we go back into this, are there some new products coming out that folks should know about, or just different types of insurance? Because I know there's always some nuances that are always kind of being talked about.
I mean, on a smaller level, you can buy pet insurance right now, and we don't solicit the sale of it, but we have a product that we write. It's called FIGO Insurance, and so it's really pretty. I should have looked into it for myself.
Yeah,
we have a dog, but the big buzz now is cyber. Mm-hmm. It's you've got some cyber data breach coverages available under the homeowners. Mm-hmm. And that description of data breach, CJ, is just that if someone hacks you, they will pay for the cost to lock your system. And if you have expenses associated with recreating data, it's almost like a reimbursement. Mm-hmm. Data breach is a reimbursement. Cyber liability and cyber first-party coverage is becoming a really big coverage commercially.
That makes sense,
Massive.
though.
So I've had 2 cases in the last 2 years where my insured was communicating via email with a distributor of a product. So we were buying product, and as the conversation got close to the finish line, the hacker was watching the discussions, and he intercepted the email from the product seller to my customer, and he said, "Hey, you need to wire this money today because we're going to lose the ability to keep this product in the warehouse." And so we did it, and they stole the money.
Oh no!
And so and we're talking big 6-figure numbers. So cyber is without a doubt the most unknown product out there, as far as, because there's a description, there's liability, mm-hmm. and then there's first party. So in liability, in this second case that I had, the seller of product got hacked because one of their salespeople was in the field with a laptop at a Starbucks, mm-hmm. and a public, and they broke in there. So they have some, it's called social engineering coverage. They have some liability. So you've got protection if you make a mistake and it costs money to someone who's, mm-hmm. and then you have first party coverage. It's called misdirected payment fraud coverage. That is the wave of the future for insurance, the unknown of the future.
Now, is it so early on still where you're going to start seeing some nuances and some alterations to it, or just more products that kind of cover that? Is that a good, I don't know.
No, it's a good question. I think it's either going to go extremely high in premium, mm-hmm. and the market availability is going to dwindle, because, we people have an opinion of insurance, and they are in a profit-driven industry.
Yeah.
There's certain descriptions. There's stock insurance companies, mutual insurance companies, reciprocal exchanges, but everybody's trying to make money for somebody. And but if they're losing 15 cents on every dollar of premium, they either have to raise the cost of the product or stop selling it.
Right.
My concern with cyber is that it's going to be so hard to purchase. You're going to have to go to your Lloyd's of London and some of those larger brokerage companies, but we'll see. I don't think anyone knows the depth of it right now.
Well, that's still interesting to see how that kind of develops in the next couple of years.
Sad. It's really sad, because it's such an incrimination of somebody's money. They're stealing money. It's a federal crime. So the FBI's been involved in both of my cases, and
when you ruin lives, I mean, one little click, and all of a sudden somebody has literally everything that makes you who you are. It's amazing what's happening now.
Yep.
And you know what I think's funny is, Barry, I got a couple of phone calls the other day. Yeah, you put your we got your number on this car loan here in Florida, and I started laughing at him. I said, go ahead and run it. Go ahead and run that report, because you're gonna find out real quick I can't afford that car.
Sure.
And they put in a phone number, and I think they just have a database of phone numbers they just put into these applications, and then they call you, and you're just laughing at them like, go ahead and try. My bank's gonna laugh at you when you try to run that number.
I had one on Saturday. I received a phone call from a gentleman that said he's with the Madison County Sheriff's Department, and that I had failed to report to federal jury duty. So I called him back. And I said, I'll make a couple of phone calls. And then he started to harass me, saying that I was going to call in favors to certain people to avoid the jury duty. So yesterday I called Madison County, and I said, I want to give you a heads up. I got this call. And they said, well, it's a fraudulent call. They're trying to get I didn't take the conversation long enough, but they're trying to get my Social Security or some information
terrible.
Yeah, but sometimes it all ties back to insurance.
100%, and that's why it's just nice. When you talk to Macias Insurance Agency, you're going to get the gamut of knowledge, and that's why whenever you get some folks that come in,
good people. I'm surrounded by good people.
Well, and that's what makes it a great team. Everyone you got's really good, and everyone knows their stuff. So when you come in, and you don't talk down to people either. No one on your staff does. It's just a conversation on how can we help you.
Yeah, got a really good crew.
You really do. And Barry, before I let you go. Number one, did you ever get that bow tie back? You ever get it back?
So I was going to bring my Tatler today, but I just got I ate dinner at 8:30 last night.
Oh no!
And it's like when you're old, you can't digest food. So I was tossing and turning all night. So I was tired when I woke up. So your story is that back in 1981. The fall of '81, your dad and I were in high school together, and we had to take homecoming pictures, and I wore a tie. So Greg, your dad, unknown that it was even that day, goes into my '72 Gremlin, and he pulls out my bow tie in my glove box because I worked at the movie theater and had a bow tie. So he takes his white shirt, buttons it, puts the bow tie. I was going to bring my Tatler so you could see it.
It's funny.
That was great.
That picture's still hanging on Grandma's wall, too. Right? I just look at him like, that's Barry's movie tie, Barry, it's always good talking to you.
You too.
Have a great rest of your day. You're always welcome back on when we want to talk all the great things happening on the school board.
You're doing good things down here. I told you that. So.
You're doing great things, too. And the school board, there's a lot of great stuff happening. And
we feel pretty good. And you're active. I'll give you a plug right now. We need development in the middle school system, need development in the middle school levels. I think basketball feeds itself, football feeds itself, but you getting in there with soccer is great.
Feeling good about it.
The upper lot at the old high school. I saw soccer goals in there now, so
yeah, it's great, and the kids love it, man, and that's what it's all for.
Oh, yeah.
Is, and we only had 3 that ever played before, so for them to for them to come together as a group is really cool, and we'll see what happens. But all I know,
one bite at a time.
That's right. That's right. Hey, you can find out more by Googling Macias Insurance Agency on how you can get connected. If you're looking for a new insurance broker or a new insurance company to work with, Barry's the best. And at 957, you can find out more in the North Alton Godfrey Business Council by visiting nagbc.org.com today. Sorry, Zeke. 9:58's the time, but I'm going to say goodbye to you for now, but the best of our daily show continues because I'm going to the middle school. I got to do their podcast. It's their last one of the year, so I told them I'd fill in. So right now, we're going to start our conversation we had with Eddie Boy Scholler right after this quick little break. Forgot about it.